You are looking very great. How are you today?
I'm fine. Good.
No? For our lesson is unusual. Let's wish each other good luck. Please. I wish you good luck. Let's wish. I wish you good luck. 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 Thank you, I wish you good luck, my love.
I wish you good luck.
Speak louder, please. Speak louder. Now, let's begin our lesson with checking your home task. What was your home task for today? Wake up. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Who is on duty today? I'm on it. Who is absent today? What day is it today? What day is it today? Today is 26th of January. Today is Monday. What is the weather like today? Look at the weather is snowy, snowy, yeah? Now let's check your home task. What was your home task for today? What was your home task? To write and do it, yeah? Have you done your home task?
Yes.
Yes. Now let's show me your book. Yes. Who wants to read Takanara? Please come here, come to the blackboard. Show your love.
My nerve is Enola Holmes. A fascinating detective story with a winning and broken. The entity lasts into the last page. Secrets, secrets and unexpected twists will not let you get bored. A story that inspires to be broad and independent.
Good of you. Sit down, take your seat. The next, who wants to see his interest?
My book club is Mr. Talbot's dream shop. Why do people dream? Many dream city residing trying to get a job at Mr. Talbot's dream shop. People come to this city in their dreams and activities help them with goals. In this fantasy world, dreams can become real. People see what they truly want or imagine. Being a new worker in a dream shop will discover many wonders and surprises. What secrets await her? Who will she meet on this magical path?
Who is the author of your book?
Nearly is a Korean writer.
The title of your book?
Is Mr. Talbot's department store.
Good of you. Take your seat. Thank you. The next student. Who wants? Have you any volunteers? Marika, please. Or Hyder, please.
Harry Potter, the house books. Have you ever wondered what a person is willing to do for immortality? Asked Dumbledore. At this time, Voldemort gathers force, and the world of magic becomes truly dangerous. Harry returns to Hogwarts, where he finds one old fortune's textbook that belonged to the mysterious half-prince. With Dumbledore's help, he delves into the enemy's dark past to find a way to defeat him once and for all. But with conspiracies doing at school and danger lurking around every corner. Will Gary be able to protect those he cares about and who is really hiding under the name of Prince?
You choose the book. I will say it.
Yeah.
Who is the author?
Is Jack Rowling.
Take a seat. You have done your whole task well done. The lesson we develop our speaking and read and work with exercises, work with new words and etc. Let's answer the question, please. What kind of Kazakh words and writers do you know? Ayala?
I know Marjan Jumabayev, Sarawi.
I forgot about your evaluation. I will give you a sheet of paper, you self-assessment. This you have to write your scores. For the first task, for the second task, you should write your scores, yeah? Write down your name and grade.
My name.
For the first task homework, you should write your scores. Who answered? Yeah? 1 point for every task. Yeah? Who is your favorite poet?
Естественно, my favorite poet is Marjan Jumabayev.
Other kid?
My favorite poet is my favorite poet is Sarawi.
My favorite poet is second Sipur.
Yes?
My favorite poet, Abay Kurambayev.
Just say it. Ayala?
My favorite poet is
My favorite poet is Brad.
My favorite poet is Shkoloy. What famous writers do you know? Famous writers.
Famous writers is our
Yes. Listen to the poem.
Do not seek beauty in everything you see. Be proud only if true talent lives in thee. You are a brick within the world so wide. Find your place and stand with H-worthy pride. Let strength and wisdom show the righteous way. Let justice and compassion guide each day. Chase not vain pride nor easy gain in life. Through honest work avoid all envy, strife, walk calmly on. Your labor will not fade. A teacher's path is never met with shade.
To read this poem. Asimpat Poma Arniki. It's English version, yeah? Constitute. Proceed.
Don't seek glory in everything you see. Be proud only with true talent lives in thee. You are a brick within the world so wide. Find your place and stand with all free pride. Let strange and wisdom go the righteous way. Let justice and compassion flood each day. Chase not vain pride, nor easy gain in life. Through honest work, avoid all envy, strive, work calmly on your labor will not fade. A teacher's path is never met with shade.
What do you think? What kind of values do you see in this poem?
talk about being honest and responsible.
Honest and responsible, and it teaches
It teaches us to not be cheat
not
and
to
not
cheat
be greedy.
and be greedy, yeah. And what else? He talks about what? He talks about
He talks about
justice,
and helping
self,
some
and society, yeah. Good. You said is correct, and we can also say this point is about the value of law and order. It teaches us to be honest and responsible. These are very important for a peaceful society. So Abba is not just giving advice. He is teaching us to be a good citizens. Yeah? Can you give me an example of how we follow these rules in our school or at home?
we help classmates.
Yes, you could help classmates.
Teachers.
Mhm. Help
We don't cheat in the tests.
Yeah.
Help our classmates.
and help old people here. And what else? Last year at our school, we held an event dedicated to the great Abba Nambai work. Our children recited poems of Abba Nambai work in a poetry presentation competition, and they won bicycles.
Thinker, public figure, founder of Kazakh written literature and its first classic, a reformer of culture in the spirit of rapprochement with European culture, based on enlightened Islam. His real name was Ibrahim, but the nickname Abay, which means attentive, careful in Kazakh, was given to him by his grandmother Zere and stayed with him for his entire life. His nephew Karim Kudayberdiyev was also a well-known Kazakh poet and philosopher. Abay Kunanbayev was born on July 29, 1845, in the Jidebay tract in the Chingiz Mountains, which at that time administratively belonged to the Biysk district of the Tomsk province, and is now located in the Abay district of the East Kazakhstan region. He was born into the family of the prominent Bay Kunanbay Askinbay of the Tabikti clan from the Kazakh Argy tribe. Abay's family belonged to the local nobility. His grandfather Askinbay and great-grandfather Irgizbay were leaders of their clan, serving as rulers and Baik wives. The home education with a mullah that began in his childhood was continued at the madrasa of Mullah Ahmed Riza in Semipalatinsk, where Arabic, Persian, and other Eastern languages were taught. At the same time, he attended a Russian school. By the end of his 5 years of study, he began writing poetry, at first attributing his works to his friend Kokbay Jantason. From the age of 13, Abay's father, Kunanbay, began to accustom him to the duties of a clan leader. At the age of 28, Abay withdrew from this activity, devoting himself entirely to self-education. But it was only by the age of 40 that he created his first mature poems. A significant event for Abay was his interaction with political exiles such as Yap, E. Mikhails, and Dolgopolov Eskros. The formation of Abay's worldview was influenced by Eastern poets and scholars who adhered to humanistic ideas. Ferdowsi, Ali Shah Nahoi, Nizami, Fizuli, Ibn Sina, and others, as well as the works of Russian classics, and through them, European literature as a whole. He translated Krylov, Lermontov, Pushkin, Goethe, and Byron. The story of the poem Korami Tundetau Kale is characteristic. It became a folk song. Goethe wrote Wanderer's Nachtlied, the Wanderer's Night Song. Lermontov rendered it into Russian as The Mountain Peaks Sleep in the Darkness of Night. And half a century later, Abay Kunanbayev conveyed its meaning in Kazakh. Abay Kunanbayev contributed to the spread of Russian and European culture among the Kazakhs. According to Soviet literary scholars, Abay ridiculed certain customs of the tribal AUL, spoke out against the enslaved position of women, and, as repeated in his official Soviet biographies, against social evil and ignorance. Soviet literary sources, repeating this phrase, sometimes cite as evidence the poems, At Last I Became a Lost Chief. The administrator is glad to the authorities, and to Kulanbai. Abay Kunanbayev was an innovator in Kazakh poetry. The poems dedicated to the seasons, spring, summer, autumn, and winter, are innovative in character. The poems about the purpose of poetry emphasize teaching good and condemning bad. The plots of the poem Mazgut and the legend about Azim are
Is on this video? Who is on this video? Do you know this writer?
Yes.
How many years has it been since Abaykuman Bayalır was born?
Has been 80
Yes,
years.
it has been 180 years. Once year is 1 year. Last year we celebrated. How old was Abaykuman Bayalır last year? How old was?
180 years.
180 years to celebrate his anniversary year. We have seen biography of Abaykuman Bayalır. Now this is what is the topic of our lesson? How do you see? What is the topic of our lesson?
About
About famous great poet Abaykuman Bayalır. Yes, you are right. Today we will speak about a great Kazakh poet, musician, and the writer Abaykuman Bayalır. At first, we have new words. A poet, look at the screen overview. A poet, translator, переводчик, head lover, composer, compositor, philosopher, literature, литература, spiritual, духовный, very strict, очень строгий, Persian, персидский. Now open your copy books, whatever your copy books, write down. At first, let's practice how to pronounce these words. Repeat after me for us all together. A poet. Translator. Head. Composer. Philosopher. Literature. Spiritual. Very strict. Persian. For these new words, you should write one sentence for every word. Yeah? Write down today's date, last word, and make up sentences for these new words.
Abaykuman Bayalır was a poet, composer, philosopher, and translator.
Ayala.
Abaykuman Bayalır is one of Kazakhstan's best known
Truths.
A translator helps people understand text in another language.
Who is the next?
Abaykuman Bayalır is poet, writer, and philosopher, but also he is translator. Abaykuman Bayalır translated Russian literature.
Are you ready, the second group? Yes.
Family, the father is the head of the family.
Father is the head of the family, yeah? Who else?
Abaykuman Bayalır studied literature since his childhood from his grandmother.
Our English teacher is very strict but always fair.
Another?
Abay is most
Abaykuman Bayalır was a philosopher and poet, and I was English literature.
Now look at the screen. Open your books on page 64. At the text. Look at the text.
Point 18. Abaykuman Bayalır is one of Kazakh's world. For his secondary education, he went to a religious school where he studied Oriental classical literature. He also learned a number of languages, including Russian, Arabic, and Persian, and read Russian authors such as Tolstoy, Dostoevsky, Pushkin, and Turgenev. However, he left school when his father decided to train him to take over his role leading the local community and to become head of the family. Although he accepted this role to begin with, it didn't interest him, and when he was 28, he decided he wanted to study literature instead.
Abai had a number of talents. He started writing poems when he was only 12, but at first he did not sign them in his own name. In fact, the first poem he wrote in his own name was Summer when he was 31. Like many of his poems, it was about Kazakhstan and its people. Abai also translated a number of poems from some of the great European poets, such as Goethe, Byron, and Pushkin, the Russian poet. His translation of Eugene Onegin was one of 50 classic Russian works of literature he translated into Kazakh. Before Abai, stories were passed on by one person telling others. There were no books of Kazakh stories, but Abai changed that, and as a result, people often call him the founder of Kazakh literature. However, his most famous work, The Book of Words, is not a fictional story, but a book of his philosophical thoughts about Kazakh life, how people should behave, and what makes a wise man or woman. Because of this book, and because of the role he played in the lives of his people, people remember him as a spiritual leader in Kazakhstan.
Two teams. Yeah? You should choose one number. Card, start dialogue. Choose one number. 7. And answer the question. Great teacher.
What genres do Abai believe during his education? About mobile, which language is Russian and Russian language?
During his education, he learned what languages? Russian, Arabic, Arabic, yeah? Now let's check. He learned Russian, Arabic, and Russian, yeah? Okay. The next group to season, choose one number. Smaller, yes. 4 points. Okay. The next. Yes, please. Choose one.
Team 1.
Team 1.
Team 1.
And
First one.
first?
Yeah.
Who is the last number?
What number is composed philosopher translator?
Yes, you are right. He was poet, translator, and composer. Second group. Ayala, or Agape.
5.
Where was Abai born?
The Abai born in Simphalatis?
Abai was born in Simphalatis. Yes? Simphalatis?
And the Chinese mountain.
Yeah. Now let's check. Abai was born near Simphalatis. In Chinese mountains. Yes, you are right. What's the next first group? First? Second. When was Abai born?
Abai born in
When was Abai born?
Abai born in 1845.
45. Now let's check. Yes, you are right. So the second group? Anna, please. Choose one. 6. How old was Abai during his graduation? He was 2.
2?
You were
12?
12?
No.
Yes.
Yeah, 12.
Well. Then Evet. Evet. Evet.
The first poem he wrote in his own name was
First poem. Yes.
Was.
Yes.
Sama.
Alright. Second group.
Entonces, estamos allá.
Apa? Kan saya. Wait. Who is Jilda Aygeri Mendekijan? Abais? Abais?
Mais.
Read the question. Diana.
I say
Where started Abais Mambayoga? Is 1990. Yes, right. Second group.
Ali.
Repeat. Did he write 50 books in Russian? 50 books in Russian.
Translated on
no,
Kazakh
he
language.
don't write, he's translated.
Yes, he didn't write, he translated. Yes, you are right. First group. And has? Nine? You lose 25. You lose it.
No.
Now, second group. His most famous work. Now let's check. Yes, you are right. Good of you.
Yes.
The next first group. I got four. Who is Zire?
Zire is Abai's grandmother.
Now let's check. Yes, you are right. She was a wise grandma. Now the next group.
Hello.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, yes.
Hello. 50. Oh.
Win 5 points. Now, first group. Judas, please. 40.
What Abai's first name? Abai's first name is Ibrahim.
Let's check. Yes, you are right. Well done. Now, and the last question. Second group. Alibi? Alibi?
Здесь выбирать много.
16, yes? Now, which Russian authors did Abai read?
Пушкин. Достоевский.
Let's check. He read Russian authors such as
Tolstoy.
Tolstoy,
Yes, yes.
Dostoevsky, Pushkin,
Turgenev.
and Turgenev.
Тургенев.
Who is the first group? You are winner of this. Read the text. One by one, sentence by sentence.
Abai's number is one of constant best known
Uh-huh.
But he was more than that. He was a poet, translator, composer, and philosopher.
He was born near Simpons in the Chingiz Mountains in 1945 at a time when literature was becoming an important art form across the world.
For his secondary edition, he went to go at religious school when he studied Oriental classical literature.
He also learned a number of languages, including Russian, Arabic, and Persian, and read Russian authors such as Tolstoy, Dostoevsky, Pushkin, and Turgenev.
Continue the second group. However, when his father decided to train and to take because over his role
Community.
leading the local community and becomes head of the family. The next criticism.
Although he accepted this role to begin with, it didn't interest him, and when he was 28, he decided he wanted to study literature instead.
Omar had a number of talents. He started writing poems when he was only 12, but at first he did not sing them in his own name.
Another.
Western when he was 31. Like many of his poems, it was about Kazakhstan and its people.
Avoid also translate a number of poems from some of great European poets at poets Byron and Pushkin, the Russian poet.
His translation of Evgeny Onegin was one of 50 classic Russian works of literature he translated into Kazakh.
First group continue.
By stories we based on one person telling on this.
There were no books of Kazakh stories, but Abai changed that, and
As a result,
people often call him the father of Kazakh literature.
However, his most famous work, the Book of Worlds, is not a fictional story but a book of his philosophical thoughts about Kazakh life, how people should behave, and what makes a wise man or woman.
because of these books and because of the role he played in the lives of his people remember him as a spiritual leader in Kazakhstan. Let's answer. Jules, answer for the first question, please. Read and answer.
Where was Abai Kanabayev born? He was born near Semipalatinsk in the Chinese mountains in 1844.
The next interpretation.
What sort of literature did Abai study at school? Abai Kanabayev studied at school Russian poets
Then the third
and
question.
classical literature.
Third question. Diana. First question. Why did he stop working with his father? From the text. Ayala.
He stopped working with his father. Abraham stopped working with his father because didn't interest him.
Now the second group. Yes.
One second. He was.
It's ready.
Yes, when did he start writing poetry?
Writing poetry.
Abai Kanabayev started writing poems when he was only 12 age.
The next is other please.
Which authors did he translated? He translated Evgeny Onegin and Byron, Shakespeare's Pushkin and
And the last question will answer criticism.
What genre of book is a book of words? This isn't a fictional story, but a book of his philosophical thoughts about Kazakh life.
Yes, you are right. The next task. You are very active today. I will give you the next task. Compound nouns. I will give you this envelope. In this envelope, you see compound nouns. You should find half of the words. Yeah? And definition of the words. Be quick, please. Match half of compound nouns and definitions.
Лидер.
Be quick. Now let's see. Second group finished. Finished. Yeah? Так, кто здесь жить?
Guides people to verify evidence and spiritual
The next are a few wise men.
Is a man who is very intelligent and uses the intelligence for well.
I got it. Everything finally clicks.
Head of the family, the most important person in a family.
In the family, yes?
Yes.
Now, first group. Are you ready? People, read it, please. Classical literature. Definition. Local school. Religious community. Good of you. Now, look at the screen. Come here and give reflection. Your reflection, yeah? Come here. I have no question, если вы все помнили. I have a question. Если есть вопросы, да? I don't understand. You tick this. Come here. Выходите. No question, если вопросов нет,
Вы сверху у вас сам. Есть вопрос.
нет, вот тик. Come here, the second group. Please. Take a seat, please. Open your diaries, write down today's work. For the next week, home task. Write your favorite writer and do exercise from the workbook, exercise 1, 2 on page 42. You are very active today. I like your work at the lesson. I want to evaluate you. Give me your self-assessment papers. Very good. Now stand up. Stand up. The lesson is over. Goodbye.
Goodbye.